Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this reading is for you. A transmission through the Serpent Gate, a page in the Codex, and perhaps a message you are meant to remember. Before we begin, please light the fire and hit the like button. Every like you leave is a torch lit along the spiral road. Every comment, a sigil etched into the vault of echoes. And if this message resonates, consider subscribing and joining our journey through the temple. If there is anything you wish for me to hold in light or carry into the temple with you, prayer, protection, or intention, speak it below. Now, these readings are not predictions, they are transmissions, and I am merely the messenger. The meaning is yours to uncover. Open the temple within and listen for what echoes back. Because the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have a 9 of Pentacles. You are somebody who is focused on progress. This is a card of visible progress. Things are going your way. You are growing. Your life is becoming. Okay? Things are advancing. And as the first card, this is where you are right now. You're in the middle of the road. This is your spiral road, full of all of its ups and downs, all of its twists and turns. Spirit wants you to see your position. It's kind of like stop running around. Look around you right now and see where you are on your journey. This is literally the abundance multiplier, right? It's a 9, it's a function, it's a verb, right? The odd numbers are verbs. This is movement. This is literally showing you on your journey, on your spiral road, on your yellow brick road, on the twists and turns and the ups and downs of life. Spirit wants you to pause and look around to see where you are in your journey. Are you still at the beginning of some particular road? Are you toward the end of a particular path? It depends on what you're doing, but in the grand scheme of things, look how far you've already come, okay? And take a look around at where you are on your journey now and see the progress that you've already made. This is the card of things really growing and expanding, things working out on the physical, financial, mental, emotional, and spiritual creative planes. 3, 3, and 3. Working, 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 yeah? This is someone who is kind of on their path. Let's put this into a little bit of context. Let's see what is on your path with you. Oh, yes, the destiny, the star. You are following your star. On your spiral road, you're following your star. Okay? Very nice. We have a Knight of Wands. We have a 4 of Pentacles. We have the High Priestess. We have the Chariot. It's very good. Over here we have, there's a 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, you are someone who is just really like, you've got your kind of nose to the grindstone. I feel like you're plugging away at life, working, working, working. Okay? And I don't just mean for money. This isn't just about finances. I think finances are part of it. But it's about you traveling your destined road. It's about your life unfolding before you. This is about you following your destiny, following your North Star. Okay? So it's not just about finances, but I think finances are going to be part of this for you. We have a 7 of Cups here. Interesting. We have a 9 of Wands, and we have a Knight of Swords. Okay. I feel like you're very discerning right now. I feel like you have this, you're kind of tapped into spirit. Very tapped in. I think that you have a direct line of communication, okay, with the divine. And I think it allows you to be very discerning, right? You have an eye for value. Where other people may see just junk, you see treasure, okay? So I think that, you see things a lot of other people overlook. Okay? I think that Spirit's trying to show you that there is a treasure right now hiding in plain sight. This is a card of revelation, this card of insight. Okay? So I think Spirit really does want you to pause and look around at where you are on your journey, because there's something you need to see that's right there next to you. Okay? I think that there's a financial or maybe even a personal kind of upgrade that's coming through your discernment, coming through a choice that you need to make. Okay? I think a lesson here is that your abundance is growing because you are honoring yourself, because you value who you are. Okay? And I think that this is really a moment for you to pause. Yeah. Pause before you perhaps make that decision and ask, does this decision multiply my wealth? Maybe you're going to buy something. I don't know. Because this is the decision. This is your higher wisdom and discernment. Making a decision, choosing to go ahead with a particular plan. But before you do, pause and look around you on your journey. And as the function card, as the card of the abundance multiplier, ask yourself, ask Spirit, is this choice, is this a road that I'm about to continue down, this choice that I'm going to make on my spiral road, is that going to multiply my abundance? Or is it going to lead to, is it something that is just an indulgence? Is it just an expense, or is it an investment? Okay, does that make sense? So it's like you're going to invest some money in something, right? And you need to ask yourself, is that actually an investment, or is that just me looking for some quick gratification? Okay. It doesn't have to be about money. Whatever the choice is, that's the question you ask. Is this just something that I'm doing because it feels good? Okay? Or is this something that is actually investing in like the bigger, larger kind of path, or the sort of the overall wealth of your life? Okay? Now, you're not being told what to do. Okay? The codex is memory. It's not instruction. You're being told to remember what you hold valuable. Remember how hard you've worked for the resources that you have. Don't impulsively give away those resources, but rather do so intuitively. By asking your true self, right? Asking your true self if this is a choice that is going to multiply your abundance or diminish it. If it diminishes, if this is just an expense, maybe the Seven of Cups is fine. Seven of Cups sometimes overindulgence. I want to spend my money because it just feels good now, but I'm not actually purchasing anything that's lasting. Maybe what you're purchasing is memories or experiences or something like that. But I think you need to ask yourself those questions. In this particular case, the choice you are about to make, Spirit's saying pause. Let's select the mystery card. Bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is one more echo from the Codex. This is a key. We're going to set down right here with Bubo, the mechanical owl, right there on top. We're not going to release that Kraken until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comment section down beneath the video. Okay, now, as we look around the room, we see major, major, major. We see fire and fire. We see water. We see air. We see earth, earth, and earth. Okay? Basically, Spirit is trying to tell you to pause, hold down, hold a second. You hold your horses in a way. We have two of these knights, and both of these knights are ready to leap into the future. Okay? Spirit, I think, is telling you to pause. Now, if the first card is your station, it's Spirit asking you to pause right now and look around to see exactly where you are on your journey. This is not the beginning of the road. It's not the end of the road. This is the present. This is the still point on the spiral road. So look at where you are. Look at what you have. Look at where you've been. Look at where you think you're going. What do you want to do? What's your purpose? What's your plan? Look at your trajectory. Okay, get a kind of bird's eye view. Let's say this is financial. Okay, now I'm not a financial advisor, don't really know what I'm talking about, but as an example, this is your financial health. This is the picture of your financial health. You're looking at the books, you're looking at the bank accounts, you're looking at your balances, you're looking at your budgets, okay? You're pausing to look at that. Why? Because you're about to make a pretty major move. You're about to make a big decision. You're about to spend some money. Okay, so first thing you got to do is look at where you are right now. Do you have the resources? Is it a good idea? How's this going to affect your trajectory, your line going up and to the right? Is this going to make it dip? Is this going to kind of set you back? Get that bigger picture. The battle right now is the star card. This is the force pressing against you. The star is the insight. The star is the message of your true self, okay? It is the force of your destiny. And it may really be Spirit trying to at least get you to stop. Don't do anything impulsive right now, okay? Spirit is trying to bring you the insight into this situation. Spirit wants you to continue following your North Star. Is this, and again, the Codex isn't going to tell you yes or no. You have to decide. But this is a snapshot of your energy right now, okay? And so the idea is Spirit wants you to stop and look at what you're about to do. Look into the future and see how is this going to affect your future? And is this going to be the right usage of everything that you've already built, that you've already suffered to achieve? The progress you've already made, right? Spirit wants you to gain that insight, and Spirit's kind of bringing in this star, to help you to stay focused on your trajectory, on your destiny, whatever goals you have. Okay? You want your line to continue going up and to the right. Basically, that's your trajectory to your star, okay? And just to be able to look at this situation and ask that question, is this helping you on your path, or is this a distraction? Is this an indulgence? Is this something that you want just because it's going to feel good in the moment? Or is this actually like an investment? Is this a good idea, okay? Because what we see underneath the surface is the Knight of Wands. This is very impulsive energy, ready to leap into something. Okay? This is something that this is the soul position. It's inside of you. And inside of you is this real desire to kind of leap into something, to act impulsively, to not hesitate, to not slow down, to not think before you act. Okay? And very often that's kind of the message Spirit sometimes tells you, yeah, just look, just leap, and don't even think twice. Okay? But I think in this case, Spirit's saying, just wait a second. Make sure that this is what you want to do. And if it is, if you can pause and you can maybe sleep on it for a day or something, you know what I mean? And really look at this. If you still decide that this is what you want to do, then leap into it with everything you have, with no regrets, with no second guessing, with no doubts, no hesitation. No apprehension, don't leave anything behind, go all in. Okay? So I feel like you're kind of at a crossroads here. You're at a serpent gate. Okay? And this is either you're going to do it all the way or you're not going to do it at all. And I don't know the right answer. I almost knew. But then we got that Seven of Cups here in the environment, and it's just like we're on the fence about it. Okay? We're on the fence about it. It feels like you're somebody who knows what their destiny is. You have this revelation. Spirit's kind of here to illuminate your path for you. I feel like you are following your spiral road, your yellow brick road, to your best life, okay? The star is your true self. The star light is your intuition. And your intuition is always leading you to your emerald city, to your good life, your best life, the happy life, the successful life, whatever that is for you. Okay, I don't know what your destiny is. Okay, if you want to share that in the comments, feel free. I always love to hear your story, you know. I want you to hit the like button and claim this reading if it's resonating with you. Okay? Now, the Four of Pentacles in the background. For one, this is earthly power. This is the realization that you have the money to spend. You have the resources. This is time, effort, energy, money, and space. Okay? These are your resources. And those resources are your power, your earthly power. Time, effort, energy, money, and space. Okay? So it's not just money. It's maybe this is an investment of time. Maybe this is an investment of space. Okay? Think about it that way. If it's not money, what is it? Yeah. So this is you realizing that you've got the space for it, you've got the money for it, you can find the time for it if you wanted to. But this is the value. This is what you really kind of are wondering, like, okay, it took me a long time to earn this money. Am I sure? Am I positive that I want to spend it on this thing, whatever, this decision, whatever it is? Okay. The Four of Pentacles, however, is also the realization that we can't hoard that stuff. We can't cling to it. I can't cling to my time, effort, energy, money, or space. It's meant to be invested in something. Okay? So I feel like you have no problem spending your time, effort, energy, or money, but it's just trying to figure out if this is the right thing to spend it on or to invest it in. And then that's the discernment that you need right now. You're trying to see value where other people might overlook it. In other words, maybe there really is something here that you want to invest in and that you know it's going to be a good investment. You know that it's leading you to your North Star, to your good life, that it's the right path for you. You know that it is. But other people might be looking at it and kind of seeing, seeing junk, right? Seeing, oh, that's a bad investment. That's not a good use of your time, right? Think about it that way. You shouldn't be spending your time that way, right? But it's your time to spend. It's your energy to spend, okay? And I think you have that discernment. You have that eye for value. You can recognize something that is going to be worthwhile for you, even if maybe at first it doesn't feel that way, or other people might not be looking at it that way, okay? I think this could be a financial or a personal kind of upgrade, because very often the Four of Pentacles is something that we need to move beyond, okay? I think that a signal is coming through into your temple. And if you're ready to listen, I think that it might be a good move for you. Now, I don't want to give you a yes or no. You have to make that decision on your own, taking all of this into account. Now, of course, the High Priestess is that intuition. What does your intuition tell you? Is this something that you're meant to immerse yourself in, to say heck yes to? Maybe the mystery card's going to be the heck yes card, right? The Lover's card. I feel like you've walked this spiral before. I feel like now you're on a higher rung. You're on the higher kind of octave, yeah? Because the spiral road doesn't repeat, right? It reveals slowly over time. The more times we kind of go around this spiral, we're going up and up and up. So I feel like there is always this kind of discernment for you, and this is your process. I feel like I'm getting a glimpse into how your soul is working. Because this is like, yet another serpent gate for you, and you have to decide, am I going through this, or is this not worth my time? Is this meant for me or not? Is this just indulgence and gratification and that sort of thing? Or is this a real investment? And that's kind of that's when you have these resources, time, effort, energy, money, and space. Every time a dollar goes out, you think, is this an expense or is this an investment? Sometimes, expenses, we all have expenses, right? We all have to spend money in life. You got to buy food, shelter, what is it? Water, shelter, food, and fire, right? You got to have those basic needs. But those are also investments, right? Because you're investing in your survival. You're investing in your health. That's kind of baseline. You need those kinds of things. And we have other expenses too, and some expenses are just for pleasure. Your TV, your Netflix subscription or something, right? It's not actually a need. Maybe it's not necessarily an investment, but it's it's something that we want to spend money on, right? I feel like this is something that is beyond just those basic needs. And I wonder if the 4 is kind of like the basic needs, right? You have your water, shelter, food, and fire. This is something that may be now, like, if you have those basic needs met, you have a little bit extra abundance of time, effort, energy, money, or space that perhaps you can invest in this, the higher order kind of plans, okay? So the intuition here, the high priestess, is trying to lead you to your best life. Now, the interesting thing about this reading is that we don't get any air cards until the end. Okay? We didn't get any air cards until the end. So I feel like this isn't about you really trying to weigh the options. This isn't about you, calculating. You're not doing the pros and cons list. It's not necessarily a mathematical equation. Although it kind of seems like it, right? Is it in the budget, et cetera, all that stuff? No, I think you're trying to really it's like, I got the money. I've got the time, effort, energy, money, and space, but is this the right thing for me to do? Right? That's what you're trying to ask Spirit, or ask yourself. Okay? I think you're standing at the serpent gate. I think your old self is begging you not to step through. Because the old self wants to stay here. It just says, I don't want to spend the money. I don't want to spend the time, effort, energy, money, or space. But I wonder if your intuition is telling you this is an investment. This is an abundance multiplier. Okay? You put in $1, you get 2 out of it, right? Going from a 4 to a 9. In a way, this is saying my path isn't moving, and here now we're making moves. We're making progress. Okay. So we've got to try to tap into that intuition now with the Chariot card going forward. This is, to me, a very cautious movement forward. You're fortified, okay? You've got your armor on. You're not being reckless. This maybe feels like, I just want to make sure I'm not being reckless. This is you moving forward with a devotion to something higher than your ego. Because the ego is going to say, oh, heck yes, let's spend the money. I want all the ice cream and burritos and bubble baths, right? I want to have all of it. Give me 10 of them. Overindulgence, okay? That would be the ego serving its own needs, its own wants, let's say. But the Chariot is something beyond ego. We're in service to something higher, okay? So we're realizing that whatever I may want, I have a higher responsibility to hold together this path. Maybe it's holding together the family or the business or just your life trajectory going up and to the right, you know. You have a responsibility. You have a loyalty and a devotion to your progress and to your growth. Maybe this is a business thing or whatever, right? This is you realizing that your personal desires need to be backseat, because what's really important here is the destiny, the business, the family, the greater good or whatever, right? Whatever purpose you're serving that is greater than your ego. You are the vehicle of your destiny, and this is you acting like it. Okay? So it may be that there are certain indulgences, certain personal desires that you can pause, right, in order to make this larger investment. If you feel that this is in service of something higher. And I think that's really the question you need to ask. Why do I want to do this? Why am I even here having this conversation? Is it because my ego really thinks it would be fun and it'd really feel good? Or is this something that, yeah, it's a good decision because it's good for the bigger picture of your life personally, or your family, or your business, or your community? You know, keep expanding the radius to whatever level it is for you. Okay. Now you're a magic maker. You're on this path. The simple fact that you're having this conversation, okay, is telling me that you're on the spiral road and that you're self-aware. Okay. So let's talk about the path of the serpent. Okay. Now let's go over the chariot one more time. This is the image of who you are. Okay, this is the position 6. It's called the imago. It's the image in the mirror of your becoming. It's your higher self, your ideal form. This is the symbol that you are sculpting with every move. Again, this is a spiral. You've been here before. Okay, the codex is circling back around to the same topics. Okay, because you are slowly crafting yourself. Spirit is crafting you. Your destiny is crafting you into the chariot, into someone who is in service of their higher destiny, whatever that means for you, right? So it's a constant refinement that every time we circle back around on the spiral to this point again, and you're confronted with a similar decision, a similar choice, okay? It's an opportunity for you to become more and more of a devotee of your destiny. You are the one who is carrying this. You are the vehicle of this, okay? Now, card 7 is the persona. This is the way other people might see you. I'm not saying that this is other people are looking at you and judging you, but this is kind of an objective view of yourself, okay? And this is somebody who is putting in the blood, sweat, and tears. This is somebody who is living in alignment with that path that they're on. You understand how to make things work, okay? You understand the relationship between the creative drive, the emotional drive, and the assertive drive. Those 3 drives, it's a pyramid. The creative drive is at the top. That is your greater destiny. That is the bigger picture that you're in service to. Your aggressive drive, or your assertive drive, is just your ability to kind of, I want to do something because it feels good to be active, right? It feels good. The ego kind of wants to feel like it has some kind of control. And then the pleasure drive, or the emotional drive. I want to feel good. I want it to be pleasurable. I want to have some sort of gratification. I want some sort of fruit for my labor. You know, you've built up all of this resource. Sometimes it feels good just to spend it, right? So the Mars in Capricorn here is sort of saying in a very objective way, you don't really allow yourself a lot of extras in life. You don't really allow yourself the indulgence in things. You know, maybe you have Netflix, but maybe you have like the lowest plan or something, you know? Or maybe it's just like you kind of, you're okay with a little bit less than what you really want, you know? And I think it's a wonderful practice, okay? And I think that it really is allowing you to be very discerning. Every dollar that goes out, do I really need that thing? Do I really need to spend that dollar, or should it go back in the resource bucket, right? Your time, effort, energy, and space are valuable resources, and I think you value that. And you honor that. You honor the true worth and value, and that's allowing you now to kind of multiply your abundance. Because of your way, your ethic, that's saying, I'm not just going to spend money, I'm not going to make it rain everywhere I go. I'm going to be conservative, I'm going to be frugal, probably clip coupons. Probably look for deals, right? You probably don't allow yourself too many extras. You're not going to go and get the $10, fancy coffee. You're going to go get a little cup of coffee out of the machine for $0.25. Do they still have those machines? Do you remember those? Those were awesome. I used to love those. Extra cream, always for me. So you're frugal in that way. And so this might be really Spirit saying, look, the way that you've been functioning in life, you've been able to multiply your abundance. Things are growing so big for you because you're not allowing yourself all those extra indulgences. You're not getting the extra coffees or whatever, right? So this might be a decision for you that feels like this is going to be an indulgence. And so I think your nature is just saying, I shouldn't do it. I feel guilty spending that much money on myself or whatever, right? Maybe it's time, maybe it's effort, energy, maybe it's space. And it might be Spirit's way of saying, look, it's not a waste of money. You don't have to feel guilty for treating yourself. Maybe this is like, yeah, go buy yourself something nice. Go do something good for yourself because you've earned it. Maybe it's just like, you're thinking, well, should I go out and have that fancy, expensive dinner? And then this, of course, kicks in and says, no, we don't do fancy dinners because that's how we're able to grow our wealth, by skipping the fancy dinners, right? And so once a month, you come around to this question of, should I go out to dinner? Should I take the family out to dinner or not, And your instinct will say no, because that's money that's going to compound, it's going to lead to our growth, and it's going to be the multiplier, But I wonder if this is, that rare occasion where you just get to indulge in something because it feels good. Okay? Without any kind of guilt. Okay? So you have to ask yourself these questions. I don't know exactly what it is you're doing. Again, if you want to share your story, please do. Let me know in the comments which one of these energies is resonating the most with you. Okay? And comment yes to claim this reading. The Seven of Cups in the environment, in your relationships, this is the shadow. This is the part of you that's buried in the vault of echoes. It's that indulgence. It's that overindulgence. It's that kind of doing things just because they feel good, but there's really no deeper purpose here. It's not an investment. It's just an expense, And this really, to me, feels like you're someone who feels guilty when you do something for yourself. There's a tendency there to feel as if you're wasting your money or your time, effort, energy, or space when you do something that feels good for you. Okay? And whatever this is right now going on in your life, I feel that it's a difficult decision. Like, is this really an investment, or is this just me trying to gratify myself? Is this just me doing something that just feels good for me? Am I being selfish? Okay. And I feel like you're asking for that guidance. You're asking for that certainty, from Spirit. Is this really something I should do, or is this just me being selfish? Okay. And honestly, I feel like you're going forward with this, because I feel like as the shadow card, okay, it's what you're trying to avoid. You're trying to avoid selfish overindulgence. Okay. You're trying to avoid backsliding. You're trying to avoid sinking in the quicksand. You're trying to avoid the lifestyle creep or the extra $10 coffees or going out to dinner all the time, Because, if you do that every single day, you're not gonna build up. You're not gonna multiply your abundance, right? But perhaps doing it once in a while is an investment. Okay? Maybe it's you giving yourself a reward. Maybe it's you bonding with your friends or your family by going and doing something that is just for the experience. Okay? Because this is the shadow, this is a projection, that you're projecting this out into the world, and you're thinking, this thing looks like toxic. It looks like I should say no, I should stay away from it. Okay? But I wonder if the clarity of this divine energy is telling you, no, look, this is a projection. That what you're considering doing is not toxic or bad for you or unhealthy. And maybe it is an expense. Maybe it is kind of an indulgent usage of your time, effort, energy, money, or space. It doesn't mean it's wrong, okay? Now, the 9 here of Wands, that is the mirage position. It's the illusion, okay? Because it feels like you have to be strong and resist. You have to be strong and say no to yourself. You have to be strong and resist that kind of indulgence, those temptations. These are maybe distractions, yeah? And so the illusion here is that if you say yes to this, then it proves your weakness. Like if I were to go and buy an ice cream cone, that it must mean I'm weak because I succumbed to that temptation. I succumbed to my ego desire for ice cream, you know. But what if you spend every other minute of the day very strong, very disciplined, okay, very strict with yourself, very on budget, you know? Then when you go and buy yourself the ice cream cone, is it weakness? Or is it like reward? Or is it like a reinforcement of your strength? Saying, I effing earned it, you know? Pardon my language, this is a family show, yeah. Because the mirage is this position 9 of the spread is the mirage or the specter position, okay? And so that's not real. That belief that your strength is only proven by how, you know, how strict you can be with your resources, okay? And that if you were to indulge in something, then it means weakness. No, it does not, okay? Now, the 10th position is the destiny position. It's the shape of what wants to happen, okay? It's an invitation for you to step forward. This is the next page that's going to be written in the codex for you. The next time you enter the temple, we're going to see this energy unfold. And this is someone who is ready to begin something and kind of can see the justification for it, right? Can see the reasoning. It's like you've convinced yourself that it's a good idea. Okay, you found a way to justify it yourself. Well, I should have this ice cream because you know what? I've worked hard all week. I haven't had any all week. I've been very disciplined. I've earned it. Okay, we're sort of justifying it for ourselves, right? And then I think we're perhaps leaping into it. This is that card of discernment. And maybe this is way too drawn out, you know? I mean, we've been here almost 40 minutes now. Maybe this doesn't take so long for you to decide, you know? Maybe it's just 2 or 3 seconds where you just say, should I get the ice cream or not? Well, I'll get it. Okay. I feel like this is the process of you making your higher wisdom and discernment decision that you're making here. So whatever you're doing next, you're doing it because you've really you haven't like thought it through, but you have discerned it. And to me, discernment is not just like weighing the pros and cons, and it's not just about like justification or rationalizing. Discernment is kind of coming from that higher place and basing our choices on the bigger picture that we're in service to. So whatever choice you're making is going to be the right choice. Yeah. Let's look at our mystery card. This is position 11. This is the guide. This sometimes is an omen. Sometimes it represents like a companion or some sort of energy that's going to be traveling with you. So what do you think it's going to be? I think it's going to be I was going to say it's going to be a card of yes, right? It might be an ace of something. It might be a 4 or a 6 of cups. Okay. It might be more pentacles. I don't know. Let's see what we have. Oh, it's an 8 of wands. The 8 of wands, card of swiftness. Okay. I think that this is really saying that whatever this is, you're giving yourself permission to do it, but it's not going to be a forever thing. In other words, like you can go and get that scoop of ice cream, but you can't make it a regular habit every day. You know, you can get that fancy coffee, but you're not going to get one every single day of the week for the rest of your life. Okay? This is something I think that is happening very, very quickly and very intensely. This is a card really that says yes, but only if it's like a short-term thing. Saying yes, but not if it requires an indefinite commitment. You see what I'm saying? So this, I think, is a very important aspect of this, that it's like okay, but don't make it a habit, you know? Or it's saying like, you know, this is a good investment, but you have to know exactly when to to claim the return, okay? That this isn't something, you don't want to have whatever resources you're putting into this, your time, effort, energy, and money, you don't want to devote your resources to that thing long term. It's a short sale kind of thing. It's a quick investment. I don't know what that's called in finances or whatever, but it must be a temporary thing. Yeah. So I don't know if that gives you a little bit more clarity. What we're going to do now is an extended reading. We'll do some Jing cards. We'll do some oracle cards, tarot cards. There's a link in the corner here. There's a link in the video description here. New readings for Taurus on Wednesdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.